How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to CuboldCast. Today we're going to be talking about the single-player horror game Soma. Okay, I need to say something.
What's that?
I'm addicted.
Addicted to Warzone?
No. Super Animal Royale.
Really?
Oh, you keep talking about it. But
I'm not addicted, I promise. No, it's not like that. But it's actually really fun. It's free on Steam, and it's not one of those games that you try really hard for, but it's it's really enjoyable because me and Brian were playing it for like a couple hours.
Didn't you say there are tryhards in that game?
There are literal tryhards. So the way the movement works in the game is that you can roll both forward, backwards, and then that's kind of like how you maneuver around the map. You can run too, but it's kind of like your traditional battle royale where you land in and stuff like that. But people are like doing all these crazy like backflips and stuff, and they like take cover and they're like healing and like. It's funny because like they're so try hard, but you play as these little animals and you're in this giant, not like zoo, but it's I don't know what
Wait,
you call
your
it.
zoo animals massacring each other?
Yeah. I don't think it's bloody. I don't think. No, it's not bloody, but it's surprisingly very fun.
It probably would look like our Zoo Tycoon zoos like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where we let the dinos out.
That was
and
awesome.
Get them eat all the people. We got eaten and stuff.
I really enjoy it. I would not mind having like I think you can do private servers too. So having like the Discord server because it's free and just like doing a private battle royale
That'd be
with
fun.
everyone.
That's the one question everybody asks.
Is it free?
Is it free?
Oh yeah, we got
played
that.
Primal Party. That's a fun game, actually.
It is really
yeah,
fun.
but it's a $15 price tag to it though.
It's worth it. Mario
is
Party
worth
is
it,
$60,
but
and it's half as much content.
Most the people that are on our channel, they don't have like that $15 to spend for that price tag. So that's why they ask if it's free.
That's where most of our views come from, our free videos.
Exactly, yeah.
I think we've gotten a few videos that we've done that are like $10 or less or $1. Well, I did one that's under $1.
Those are pretty popular.
Yeah, but nowhere near the free games one. It's such a good search term.
Soma's not free.
No, Soma's not
but it's
free.
most of these games that we play, you could get them for relatively cheap.
I got Soma for $8.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
But I did this by accident. Unfortunately, I bought it on the GOG launcher.
Oh man.
Like honestly, I don't really care too much because it's a single player game.
Well,
but
you have the GOG launcher installed?
No, I had it installed.
Okay.
He just had it on his desktop.
I'm like, I secretly have all my games on GOG.
And Origin.
GOG Origin and
Origin's
Epic's not
been
too bad.
messing me up lately.
Oh,
I don't know
what?
why. Origin's been crashing for me lately. I can't even play Battlefield 1 anymore.
What?
I don't know.
They
can't.
might want to get you to buy it on Steam.
It's so dumb.
But you've been having issues with Steam too, though.
Yeah, but I figured it out yesterday. So it's
I
all
think
good.
you were mentioning something like that.
Yeah. It was like I was signed in, but I wasn't signed in.
Yeah. Your friends or whatever thing wasn't signed in.
Yeah, I was actually logged in, but I wasn't signed in. It was
I think
really,
I've had that before,
really
but it
weird.
didn't last as long as it did for you.
It was like 5 days for me. It was so irritating.
By the way, we have Ricky here again.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the closet.
Ricky's a regular. Unless you have drill.
Yep.
Which is like once a month.
Not anymore.
Oh.
You don't have drill anymore?
No, I was able to get out of it for the next until August.
Nice.
For
You won't be
September.
here next podcast though, correct?
No, I'm doing a wedding.
Oh wait, no, actually we're just gonna reschedule.
Or we could do that, yeah.
Reschedule.
We
I
could do
mean
We could do
whatever.
next week.
Yeah.
Next Saturday.
well, not unless we do Red Dead 2. Because I'm not gonna have enough time to beat it in that.
Yeah, I need a good 60 hours to beat that.
I
Yeah.
definitely need the 2 weeks. Maybe we'll
And
push it back
I
just a little bit.
guarantee you're not going to only just play the story, too.
I'm just gonna do the story.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
You're
No,
gonna
I'll
get
do some side
sucked
quests,
in.
yeah.
I'm just
Side
calling
quests
it
are
now.
fun.
That's how it was with Witcher. I
Yeah.
got so involved in the side quests.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed some of the side quest stories more than I did the main story.
Wait, so you guys are doing Red Dead 2?
I'm down to do Red Dead 2, but I have to make sure that I can finish it in time.
Mm-hmm.
I just started
Oh.
it. Maybe I could start playing a little bit.
You just started Red Dead 2?
Yeah,
Well,
but
I had it.
the village
nice.
is out.
Resident Evil Village.
Yeah,
I really want to play that, though. It looks so good.
You might-
It's about 10 hours. to
10
beat it.
hours for $60.
Yeah. You can get it for 50 on G2A.
50
I know,
hours
but
for
it's
10
a
bucks.
new release and we've been looking forward to it.
All right,
We
it's
might
an
have to
option.
do that. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Either Red Dead or Village. Or
Maybe
whatever.
we'll just create a joint YouTube or a Cubold Steam account and then just buy it. We can all play it on there.
Yeah, we can all split it or whatever. That would actually be preferable. I'd rather do that than to spend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a single player game, we're all gonna play it anyway.
Yeah, true.
Mhm.
We don't own Resident Evil 7 either, so it's
It
not
was on
like
Game
yeah.
Pass.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what Ricky's thinking. Are you
What?
thinking you want to play it too?
What, on a shared account?
Yeah.
Sure, but I don't really have that much
Oh,
time.
I thought you were thinking that. I saw you're like. I thought you were thinking like.
Wait, is Village on
I was
Game
thinking
Pass?
of when we could do the
I
podcast.
highly
for next
doubt it.
2
Let me
weekends from now.
see. They're throwing a lot
What's
of
that?
the
I
new.
was thinking of when we could do the podcast. It could be like Sunday afternoon or
I'd rather
Friday.
push it further back
Yeah.
than earlier.
Oh, okay.
I kind
We
of don't
could
want
do
to do
the
a
podcast
podcast on
time.
Sunday afternoon.
We could just do a podcast like the weekend after and then the weekend after that because that's my
Wait,
schedule.
is it on Game Pass?
I'm checking.
Is it? There's no
it
way.
says
it's
Game
on.
Pass status. I don't know if.
Maybe it's
No, it's not.
That
Maybe it's being considered for Game Pass.
I think that's such a huge title. To be on Game Pass so
Well,
fast.
it's the
Mhm.
last Resident Evil game in the story series that they're doing.
In this universe.
I think.
Hmm.
I'm not sure, but
Well, no, it would still be in the same universe. They'd probably just go
go somewhere else
because it's
with it.
linked.
Mhm.
The link
This is the
what?
last linked Resident
What
Evil
links
game.
them is that guy.
Like
Not-
Ethan?
No, not Ethan, but the guy.
The other dude.
Because the story swaps between two characters, or mostly. It's Leon and I can't remember the other guy's name. Claire's brother. Because remember in Resident Evil 2,
Chris.
yeah, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
He was in Resident Evil 7, and that's kind of what tied Ethan into the.
Mm.
Because I think for the most part it was somewhat disconnected.
It was
Like
and
it was
then
weird,
at
like
the
the
last
sludge
second,
monsters or whatever. Like
the
they
la-
weren't in the other ones. I don't think.
No, they weren't. It
Hmm.
was a whole new thing. Oof.
All new. What about the Rust update?
Oh yeah,
You mentioned
That
that.
looks really cool, actually.
They're adding new content for the monuments.
I
Like they're
will-
redoing
I
the
will be here
satellite.
for that podcast for sure.
if
well,
If you do
we
one.
have to do an updated one. If we do that, 'cause I
Yeah.
think we made one on Rust.
wait, they're
I'm down to
redoing Junkyard, right?
Yeah.
They're redoing Junkyard entirely. They're adding like a crane and you could put cars in like a crusher. to get
Junkyard is
scrap.
always pretty lame before
Yeah.
that.
And then they're remodeling the graphics. They're like remodeling the biomes to make them look more realistic.
You showed me the desert biome, and that looked good.
It looks
yeah,
really
from what I
good.
saw, it was just basically like how Rust looks, but way better,
Mm-hmm.
which I really like.
They're making everything more realistic, which is kind of a cool idea because the game already looks good.
Well,
in
the
its
guns
own-
are
We
realistic.
did hate it last time they made it realistic with the whole decaying.
That was annoying.
Well,
They
still
decaying
have
is
that, right?
We just
different.
play in other
It's-
servers.
Yeah,
I think we did like what half server
Yeah,
something?
we
two
did half
times
decay.
2 times server or something.
or like less decay.
It was like half decay and I think 1.5 times server
Oh,
or
was
something
it?
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
was
Oh,
weird.
we're gonna be doing a series, like a playthrough series of either Ark or Rust. We haven't
Oh
decided.
yeah, on stream.
Yeah.
And we're gonna actually have all our perspectives on screen.
yeah
Tried
love
new
Ark. Arc,
What's
I
that
want to play
version
Ark
of
again. That was so
streaming?
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna do a
Dragon,
custom server
yeah.
with less time for taming and all that, so it's not as tedious.
So we can
And
get
we
like
don't-
T Rexes and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we wouldn't run into those. What do you call them? Those teams that literally play every
Oh,
day.
They're
for
like
like
mega.
yeah.
They're like mega
They
Asian
own-
teams.
Zerg clans.
yeah,
plans.
then they put like cages around the teleporters.
We can
or
actually
whatever.
we can
Mhm.
actually beat the stories for the maps now
Yeah, true. The story
'Cause-
looks super interesting.
because there's actually like a lot of stuff to it which we
Hmm.
never got into.
And I want to tame some of the bigger ones, like the dragons and stuff.
It would be also interesting, maybe for the future, if we divided into a couple factions and then we fought against each other.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
At that point, it'd be whoever grinds the most would win.
That would
Yeah, well,
definitely not
not
be me this
necessarily.
time.
Yeah, well, they would have bigger animals because they can tame longer.
That's
Mhm.
true. Or
But-
just better tactics. If
True,
it's
yeah.
all, if the settings are optimal to the point where it doesn't take too long to do things, then we could be on even playing fields.
It's like that one time when we got wrecked by the people that had the T Rexes or the Giga. I can't remember what those.
It was a Giga.
Didn't
Oh,
they just
it's
run
okay.
right into our base too?
That was terrifying. I think it was me.
They like burned
were
our
you guys
whole
on?
base, right?
I think I was on. Yeah.
It was when we're on that cliff, right?
Yeah, we had made base in the Redwood Forest, right
Yeah.
on this cliff where there is this tribe. It was called like China or something, and they were helping us.
Mhm.
And these people from another server came in, flew directly onto our base,
gosh.
and I was like, "Wait, what is this guy doing here?" Then he blew something up, and our entire base was just
Do
gone.
you guys remember though? Beforehand, they actually brought the plague to us.
Oh yeah.
So they snuck in
Oh,
and they
yeah.
infected all of us, so we were weak, and it
Mhm.
was so annoying. They kept coming back because they didn't have anything but the plague, and so they were weakening us that way, and then they just like destroyed us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we had anything to begin with.
No.
Which is actually such a cool idea.
Yeah, it's actually pretty smart.
hmm
But later on, when we moved to another area because China helped us like reestablish or whatever. Then I think those people came back and they fought the biggest clan in that server.
Yeah.
And I mean, like there was these huge mech suits, and I was like, what is happening right now? Like, it was like a movie. Like I saw all these
yeah.
like, and it was insane. I
It's
forget
so
the name
fun.
of the.
The
There
movie
was, like-
Titans.
Yeah,
thinking of?
they had
Yeah.
big mech suits, and they were like fighting. And I think the clan that was originally on that server won, and
Mhm.
everyone was like, they pushed the other people out.
And then the server just died after that.
No, it didn't. We just stopped playing.
Well, we stopped playing. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think they left. I mean,
What
they.
was,
wait,
what was that
remember-
one guy that had like that ice dragon that literally like had us with him and we like
Mm,
dove
That was
into the
China,
water.
I think. Yeah.
And
Oh,
we
we
like
went to
China
that
clan.
had that
cave.
secret underground
Yeah,
base.
that
Oh
was
yeah, we had like a
They
little.
hit us.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
I love games like Ark and Rust because you get like these weird like you get interactions with new people and it's like a whole new story.
These-
These
didn't we
little
join his
narratives
Discord?
are
Yeah.
created as you play, like just naturally.
Yeah,
that's
Imagine
awesome.
if Rust had the teleporting thing where you could teleport to other servers. That would suck.
Mm-mm.
That'd be
That'd be-
annoying.
Yeah,
But like that's how cool Ark is you can literally teleport to other servers.
It takes
I
a
love
lot to
Ark.
do that though.
Yeah, it does
Ark-
take a lot of work.
to me, Ark has so much to it, but it still has that like weird feeling where it feels like an early access. I mean, it is. I
Mhm.
think it is still early
No,
access.
it's not.
Oh, it's not.
No,
It
not
went
anymore.
1.0 like in
Oh.
2017.
Oh, it feels like an early access game, but you kind of overlook it because it has so much to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
There
like,
are the little bugs. Like the graphics are actually pretty decent, but it runs like butt.
Well,
Yeah,
Ark
everyone's-
2 is coming out in the next couple years.
They didn't even
Oh,
fix
yeah,
their
Ark
first
2?
game.
I know. I'm kind of afraid, but it had like
It had Vin Diesel
Vin
in the
Diesel.
trailer.
Yeah.
It was
Vin
weird.
Diesel
For
in it or
Ark?
something.
Huh.
Yeah, he was in the trailer. It was this cinematic trailer.
It was really
Yeah.
weird.
the question is, if we play Ark, what DLC are we using?
I don't know.
Maybe
probably
one
not
of
Genesis.
the free ones like Valerguo,
Yeah.
Valguero, or Ragnarok or something.
Yeah,
Not like Aberration or something.
The-
That's so
is that the new
difficult.
one?
The
What's
new one is
newest
Genesis.
That one looks really cool, but it
That's
looks
more
difficult.
story based.
Well, it's interesting, but what I'm hearing is that you can't really fly around. Like it's a very small map, and they made flying creatures not able to fly, so that you couldn't like explore and see how small it really was. The other ones are
it's
good,
more
good, though.
story based. The
Yeah.
Genesis is.
Oh, this is
mean,
making me really want to play it.
The gameplay for Genesis looked fun.
Yeah,
Like there were space whales. You
Yeah.
can go to outer space.
Yeah.
it's super cool.
You
It's
guys
crazy.
You guys want to play it tonight?
Well, I mean, we have to download
I
it.
do want to
but
play Ark.
I don't
think I
know.
already have it downloaded.
We
I'll
can
wait
maybe
for you
mess
guys.
around. I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
establish because
No, just mess around. Like try
Yeah.
to tame
I
some
wanna
stuff.
beat Dying
do a
Light
little
before I
small
do
base,
anything.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'll play a little
We
bit.
could do our own server, like public server.
Yeah,
I think our own server would be fun. We could still mess around without dying all the time because we're new.
yeah.
What was
I'm
that?
down to start talking about Soma.
Oh,
All right, yeah, let's get into it.
sorry.
I think
I'm just eating
this one
coffee
Huh?
bean.
Coffee grounds.
Coffee
Okay.
grounds.
I hate
You
that.
always get it because you get the last of the coffee. No, but I think this one warrants a spoiler section as well.
It does
Very much so, yeah.
It doesn't have as much to talk about as BioShock does
No.
in terms of like world building. Although
Well,
there
this,
is a
this
lot
game
of world
is
building.
very linear.
There
Yeah.
are some sections that are kind of open world, like
Gameplay wise,
Kind of,
it
yeah.
has a
Yeah.
lot of open worlds, but in terms of like story, it's very linear.
Mm-hmm.
it felt a lot like BioShock, specifically because of the setting,
Yeah.
and because of that, it just gave it another level of creepy.
The premise of the story is you play a character named Simon, and I think the game starts out you're in like what 2013 or something,
2015.
2015, and you have like terminal brain cancer or something like that. You end up going to a doctor or something, and you get your brain. You do a procedure where your brain is like scanned,
Mm-hmm.
and then you wake up. I think like 100 years later.
Wasn't it like
Yeah.
21.
Careful about
something?
spoilers.
Yeah. You wake up 20.
Well, this is in the first like 15
yeah, this
minutes
is
of the game.
beginning of the game.
So-
Basically, you start there, then you wake up, and you're in an underwater
Underwater.
facility, and you don't know what's happening or whatever, and then you slowly discover like this decrepit place, and that's what you were saying about how it felt like BioShock is because it's underwater, and it's you were saying this last podcast, but it does the underwater so much better.
yeah.
way better than BioShock.
It's way creepier. Like BioShock is like
It's like beautiful.
yeah, it's interesting, but this one's like terrifying.
Yeah. There are some scenes where it's kind of open world-ish under the water, and you just look around and explore. There's one scene near the end, a couple scenes near the end that it's just absolutely horrifying.
Yeah.
That we'll
gives you
get
that-
into in the spoilers section.
Yeah, it gives you that feeling of being like entirely alone at like well, I don't know if you're at the bottom of the sea, but
Well, you
Near
obviously
the
are.
It's by
Yeah.
the same creators of Amnesia,
Yeah.
like all
The
the,
first
Amnesia
game.
games. The first game and
Yeah.
Rebirth. Not Machine for Pigs.
oh yeah. Yeah, it's I've never played the first game. I played a little bit, but I never beat it.
Mhm.
But the first game story is, I don't know if you guys know anything about it, but
We talked about it in the podcast.
Super terrifying. Yeah.
It's terrifying, and it's amazing, and it's
Mhm.
like you can definitely tell that they put the same kind of care. I'd say even more so in Soma.
Yeah.
way more intriguing and stuff. But
I'm never a huge fan of games where you're entirely helpless against the monster.
mm,
I mean, Soma did it okay, but I think the monsters are probably the worst part of the game, even though they
agree.
weren't horrible.
I
Yeah.
agree.
There were certain scenes that, like, each monster has a unique weakness that you have to exploit to get past them,
Mhm.
but you have to go out of your way to find where that weakness is, like in logs and all that. And it doesn't give you a good job, or the game doesn't do a good job of explaining to you how to get by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, with that one monster that, like, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I mean, there's only one monster, the chicken nugget monster.
You're
What
gonna
the
wait.
heck?
It
think I know
literally
what you
had
mean.
no arms, and it was
Oh,
like how
the
the legs.
chick-
It literally
oh,
looked like a chicken nugget.
Yeah, the chicken nugget
Chicken
one.
nugget
It
monster.
was so weird.
But it induces so much anxiety
It
when you're
really
near the
does.
creatures, because
Yeah.
the screen is flashing and like the UI is glitching
Yeah,
and the audio is glitching, and it's
Mhm.
just, it's very intense.
yeah. I will say that aspect of it was they did really very well.
I couldn't wait to get away from that section.
I know you guys remember, like you guys watched me play like towards the first part, and the first like monster or whatever I encountered, I was just crouch walking the entire time because it was terrifying.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that they do atmospheric audio perfect.
Oh, it was amazing.
Mhm.
Incredible. It's terrifying. Even towards the end of the game, I remember one of the monsters, whatever, I was hiding behind a door and I can perfectly hear where his footsteps were. Like, I mean, it was like exact. And then like it felt so immersive.
Mm.
Like they
Yeah.
did it so well. And that just adds to how terrifying it is.
Sorry, Chuck. Are
Yeah.
you talking about this?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, did you put something on screen?
The chicken
Yeah.
nugget monster.
The heck?
Wait, did you send him something?
No,
No, it's on the
I
screen.
can see it from right here.
I can't
Oh,
see it. Let me
okay.
see.
It's just like a ugly
Oh yeah,
creature.
yeah.
It literally looks like a chicken nugget with legs.
Although you only see him in the dark, I think.
Yeah.
When you're playing. But yeah, Jay, I agree with you with the whole like it's okay. And I'm not like I agree that I'm not a fan of the whole like being helpless.
Mhm.
I would prefer a game like
Even in
Dead
Resident
Space or
Evil
something.
7, you could fight back against them.
Yeah, but it was so
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
But what was I was saying? I lost my train of thought.
Talking about the monsters.
Yeah. So, yeah, I totally agree because I was telling Chug this the other day. In some points, I actually got annoyed
I did too, yeah.
because
It's really scary at first, but then if you die or get hurt a couple times, then just like, okay, when is this part going to be over?
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason I didn't finish it, because the way I did it was I started at Halloween of last year and I played it almost all the way through.
Hmm.
But then I didn't stop because I got annoyed. I just like had other things to do. And then I finished it. It was about an hour left, like a couple weeks ago. But I wish I finished it earlier. But yeah, there were some points where I was just like, all right, is this part going to be over yet? It's
Yeah.
getting annoying.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely. I think
It's-
even
well,
at some parts,
What was it like? I'm trying to think of the game.
Amnesia.
It wasn't Amnesia.
Amnesia Rebirth was like that like the entire time.
Very
Yeah,
similar,
it was.
yeah.
It was the medium.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was
Oh,
multiple
yeah.
parts in the medium that was like,
They were a drag.
yeah, like the running parts where you die and then you just get super annoyed. And you're like, really? I don't want to die in this part multiple times.
Mhm. But the difference
Sometimes like
between that and Amnesia Rebirth is that when you get to the end of the game, it was worth it. Like,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
so worth it for the payoff. And you really think about the
Oh,
ending.
for Soma.
Soma, yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah. This game plays with it'll literally change the way you think, and like in some ways. I mean, it's not like crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna make it like I literally we'll talk about it later. But at the end of the game, I just sat there for a while, and I went in my bed, and I was just like, what, like what is happening? I don't think I've ever had a game that made me question like certain things.
I was
Mhm.
staring at the credits, like, what?
It's like rethinking your life.
Well,
Yeah.
it makes like I won't talk too much about it, but essentially it makes it asks the hard questions. Like
it's
what
about
is it,
human consciousness.
yeah, what does it mean to be a human, and like I don't
What does it
even
mean
know.
to be you?
What does it mean to be sentient?
Yeah.
What does it mean? Yeah, what does it mean to be like a human? I don't know. I can't really go too much into it. I don't want to spoil
present,
too much.
Like present in time, basically. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it's like
You have to play the game to fully understand what we're talking about.
Well, he'll hear spoilers in a few minutes.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
like what's the difference between a sentient human and if there was like a sentient AI, kind of that had emotions and could think independently, I guess, without spoiling it. I don't know. It's weird. Like I don't know how much I can say and not say.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a lot we could say about it, and there's actually a lot of debate about specific aspects that I was reading about before. But yeah, we can't really say too much until the spoiler section.
It's so
but
hard.
It really makes you think.
It does. I like immediately after I finished, I texted my brother and I was like, "You need to play Soma because it's gonna make you question
Yeah.
so much of what you think about like human life and all that kind of
I
stuff."
was curious. I just looked up if Amnesia and Soma are set in the same universe, and they are not. So
That would actually
it
be
seems
kinda
like they
cool.
could be.
it
Yeah,
could
definitely.
be. But the thing is, with Soma beforehand, like the reason, that what is it? Pathos 2?
Yeah, or Pathos.
Pathos 2.
Either one.
The reason that was there was because that was the last place.
Well, don't get into spoiler
It's not
territory.
I don't
really-
think that's
not
spoiler
really
because the game sets
spoilers.
place in a what do you call it? Like a
It's not alternate. It's
Yeah, but it's one of those games that you don't want to give too much at the start because
No.
it's good to experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
But I think even in the description it says something about
it was there because
it was humanity's last chance.
pretty
essentially,
much.
'cause it's in the
pretty much.
future and stuff happened.
You'll figure more out
Yeah.
when you play, but
Yeah.
Anyone on
Um,
Discord?
What's that?
What's that?
Anyone on Discord?
I just went to your
No.
Discord.
Yeah, I just shared something. It on Reddit, someone asked if they're gonna make like a Soma 2, and someone said like a frictional. I'm guessing that's the
Frictional games. Yeah.
Frictional?
They said that they are actually working on a new projects currently. One is a horror game in the same vein as.
isn't that the game that you looked up the other day, JD?
That's not by
Amnesia and
Frictional.
Soma.
Wait, the same
Fri-
vein as what?
I sent it
Frictional
in
is
the Discord
BioShock
if you want to
2's.
check out the link.
Did they really?
gotta-
Read it.
Wait, what?
Frictional is BioShock 2, right?
No, that's who did Soma and Amnesia.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something different.
Wait. The people who did Soma did BioShock 2?
No.
No. I was wrong.
Wait, I'm confused. Which? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think we're getting off track.
Yeah.
There could
I
be a
can't-
sequel. Well, I don't think
No,
it could be in the
And
same.
it's very difficult
universe.
to.
Even they said
Go
that
off
they
of-
don't think that they're gonna make.
I
a
think that's
sequel for
way
2,
too far
but who
fetched. I
knows?
don't know how you would make a sequel.
It would be like The Last of Us 1. Like, it doesn't need a sequel.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
We're
you
not
might
gonna-
ruin the first game by creating a sequel.
Someone
We're not
else,
gonna. Not that it did, right? No.
someone else
we're
was
not
just
gonna
saying
get
that they're probably not gonna make a sequel, but knowing the company, they're gonna make another game just like it. Almost.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Now they're done with Amnesia,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like their big, whatever. That was like their big title.
What's there's another one. It's like Penumbra or something like
Penumbra.
that.
That's an
Penumbra.
older one, I think.
Yeah, because that's what they said that they made that one, Amnesia and Soma, and they're
Mhm.
kind of similar.
This
I wanted
game-
to talk more about like the whole atmosphere of the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's so scary. There's like liquid dripping from the walls,
There's
There's-
dead people everywhere.
but they're not dead.
Ricky, I think you can find some concept art.
Sometimes they're dead, but the
Oh.
machines is like through them and like
oh
keeping
yeah,
them alive.
it's just very
Terrifying.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think you can find some concept art so people can see how the atmosphere is. Terrifying. It's like at the start of BioShock, I was terrified,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you meet the splicer.
Yeah.
But it slowly turned into like I wasn't scared anymore. It was more of like
it's
a
more
shooter.
interesting.
Yeah, interesting, and it was a shooter. But this one keeps you on the edge the entire time.
You don't know if you want to go in this door because you don't know what's behind it.
Yeah, and what I think what the game did really well is it balanced in a way. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on this. It balanced how many areas had monsters and how many areas didn't. But
So
some areas
there was one climax area. It might have been Tau or something like that, but there was just monster after monster.
it was
and,
Tau, yeah.
You see a lot about that on the Reddit.
Yeah.
That people are talking like, oh, when is this part going to be done? Or why is there so many monsters here?
Yeah.
It's just constant bombardment of monsters.
Yeah, like in that area, there was too many. But overall, like spaced out, you had these periods of time where you did like puzzles and you like found stuff, and I
Mhm.
really enjoyed that. But I was always like nervous because I was like, okay, when's something gonna happen?
Yeah.
Um,
I think their format is pretty good. It's explore a little bit, learn some of the lore, monsters come, you're really stressed out, and then breathe.
Yeah.
And then it repeats that for a while until the end.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
it works well.
I enjoyed that.
The underwater, there's some areas that are just absolutely
Wait,
terrifying.
isn't it closer towards the end, like where you're just like exploring the open world underwater
I think
area?
somewhat towards the beginning you actually do.
The open world
The
underwater
open world
part is towards the
underwater.
beginning.
Really?
Yeah,
That I
Oh.
actually got stuck on. I didn't know where to go.
same. I remember I was stuck there too for a
Yeah.
while.
I mean, it was cool, but
Mhm.
definitely not like BioShock. That was like super small. I mean, the areas were like tiny,
Yeah.
the underwater parts, but in this, it was like, it definitely made you scared.
You were
Mhm.
getting so confused at some parts. Like,
Yeah.
there's a part in the beginning where you turn on the electricity and this robot starts screaming in
noise?
pain as it gets electrocuted.
Oh,
And you were
yeah.
like, why is
I'm
he
like,
screaming?
Did you see? I didn't. I don't. Yeah, I was like, I was sitting there for a second. I'm like looking around. I'm like, why is this robot screaming in pain? I'm like, what's happening right now?
How does he have pain receptors?
Yeah, that's the other thing that I was talking about before. Is like, it makes you question what like makes a human. You know,
Mhm.
it's like I don't know. It's one of those things, but yeah, it
Dude,
was
there is
super
so
confusing.
much lore, like background lore.
I haven't gotten into it.
Well, I haven't been. I never read the stuff. Like I read some of it, but there is so many little like logs and stuff laying around.
Yeah,
I feel like it's even more than BioShock.
yeah. There's so much.
Yeah, maybe.
I ignored a decent amount of it just because
You wanted to
I-
beat it?
I started it on Wednesday. I didn't play it Thursday. I played it Friday night at like 11, and I was up until like 4 playing it.
Wow.
So it was one of those things where I forget what game me and you were playing at that one. What podcast was that when we were playing together?
Super late.
Yeah, was that Amnesia?
Oh, it might have been. Yeah,
think it was
I think it
Amnesia.
was.
And it's one of those things where it was
It's
Amnesia.
like I want to go to bed.
And especially this, like, not that I don't like it, but this type of game where you're helpless and the monsters can get really annoying.
Mhm.
I was like, I really want to explore it, but I'm probably just gonna watch a video later, so I'll just like ignore some of these like extra notes. When usually I'd actually read them. Like in
Mhm.
BioShock, I read everything I possibly could.
Well, in Soma, you go to someone's computer and they have like 6 emails on there from different people, and you can read them all. There's crazy
and
amounts.
some of the characters, like, you can see conversations between them,
yeah,
which I thought was really cool.
and
Yeah.
you actually find their different computers throughout the world and see the emails they sent to each other and stuff.
Yeah. The game is really it's I don't know, it's weird. Like we're talking, but I can tell that we really want to get into like the really good stuff. But
yeah.
I do want to have like some portion of it for the people that don't want to listen to the spoilers.
It's
Mhm.
almost been a half an hour, so
Has it really?
yeah.
I feel like half of that was us talking about like
yeah,
intro
other
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
I don't know what other.
It doesn't need to be a super long one.
No.
What other
Well, I mean,
stuff
it
is good
took
about
about 8 hours to beat.
No, I don't know how you got 8 hours.
I think it took me like 6.
Wait, really?
What?
It took me really
You
fast.
told me 10.
No, I said on average 10. That's
Oh.
what
I
it
have
says online.
11 hours in it.
It says
Hmm.
like I have to check GOG.
GOG.
It's so cringe when I
Judy
say that.
has times
It's
like
so
What,
cringe.
what does that even stand for? GOG.
I don't know. Games
gaming
of games.
of gaming.
Gaming
Let's
of
find
game.
out.
I have no idea.
Games for gamers or games of
Good old
gamers?
games.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
what?
even okay. Nah.
I remember Sam bought Witcher 3 on GOG, and he's like, I
I know
know.
you bought it for him, and it was a
No,
GOG
no, no.
key.
He sent me the link.
Oh,
He sent me the link, so I just bought whatever he sent me. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then he didn't want to play it, and I was like, Sam, it's a really good game, but I mean, I don't blame him. It's like cringe when you open it.
Yeah.
No shade to like.
It's just a game launcher. Just
That's
play
true.
the game.
It's-
Who cares?
It's weird though.
I know, but
It's almost as bad as playing it on like Uplay. Like
You still love Uplay. What are you talking
I
about?
hated you
what?
play.
No.
You used to have all your Assassin's Creed.
well, he had Ghost Recon on there.
I
but he
had.
to.
I know. Basically, the only reason I had Uplay was so I can play the games on Steam because you had to have Uplay if you wanted them on
Yeah.
Steam.
They forced it on
Rainbow
you.
6.
Yeah, I know.
Same with Origin now. Same with there's something else. I forgot what it was, but Microsoft. You have to have a Microsoft account if you want to play.
I
the
actually don't mind
Microsoft
that one
games.
only because Game Pass gives you so much.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, I would prefer
And their
it on
store is
Steam.
horrible, but
Yeah.
Game Pass is good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's like it's one of those things. I mean, you don't play too much, Ricky,
Not anymore.
but it's like you prefer Steam over everything.
Yeah.
All your friends are on there.
Steam
All your
is-
other
Steam is
games are
the
there.
hottest launcher of all time.
Yeah. Although apparently, don't they like charge developers or publishers like crazy?
Yeah,
They
but
do.
Because
but have you seen how many games they have on those stupid
yeah,
launcher?
well, I mean, they're at the top, so they can charge the premiums.
yeah.
they're just like a mega, and they just need to be like other people are trying to compete with them. It's
Yeah,
just really
but
hard.
nobody wants to see anything else though.
I know.
That's
They
the
have
thing.
such loyalty.
Yeah.
It's
I
hard.
mean, they have such a good platform though.
yeah.
Yeah,
If you
it is.
create a platform that's that amazing, why would you want to
Or-
veer from that?
I said Mega. I meant Monopoly. They're basically
Yeah. Well, I mean,
there's not a
I
monopoly.
doubt
There's
there's
other-
anything that'll even compare to Steam.
I don't.
yeah, I know.
That's a weird thing. I don't even know. Like,
We should come up with one. Make one just as
Epic
good as
already
Steam.
did
I
that.
feel like it would. Yeah. And you have to have games that people want specifically on your platform. Like
Well,
Epic is on Fortnite.
What is it?
Mhm.
Steam
Otherwise,
did
no one
everything.
would use it.
Yeah.
Steam,
You mean
I
Epic
don't think
has
there's
Fortnite?
anything on Steam that I don't like.
It's on Fortnite.
Epic, they don't have for the
Fortnite's on
library.
Epic?
For Epic, they don't have a favorites button. They
On
don't
Epic?
have. Yeah, Epic sucks with their library like categorizing.
Mhm.
Like you have to go through, or you have to put in the search
Epic, if
bar.
you're watching, don't sue us.
No,
Just
they
kidding.
wouldn't.
No,
They
it
wouldn't
wouldn't
do
do anything.
No, but
No.
it's Epic. The only reason people use Epic is because they give out free games and they have Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And the
GTA 5
stupid
was
I
free
don't
one
even
time.
use the
exclusives.
free
Yeah.
games.
See,
I'll,
but
yeah,
I'll
me
grab
neither.
them and then I never have played any of them.
yeah, you
That-
just grab them because.
that's smart though. That's how you get people is by here GTA 5 is free for like a
Yeah,
weekend.
but that's the
download
only
that.
way
Yeah,
to-
but that was a big game though that they
Yeah.
just gave
Yeah.
out for free.
they gave out GTA 5 or yeah,
5. They did.
Yeah,
did.
with
free.
the Criminal Enterprise starter pack.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
See, that is smart business right there. That's how
Yeah,
you
but
get
that's the
people to
only way
join.
they can compete, and they're not even competing that. I mean, they are, but not really.
No,
they're not going
giving
to
out,
overtake Steam.
they're giving out some good stuff.
That's how
Yeah.
we would compete if we created a
Well,
launcher.
yeah, you gotta have some
yeah,
incentives.
but how
for
do
people
you
to
how do
join.
you do that though?
Well, they have
What?
billions of dollars from Fortnite. They
Yeah.
can afford to give away free games.
Oh, true.
They recently bought Fall Guys,
yeah.
which I'm actually kind of excited for. I'm curious to see where they're gonna take it.
I like the
they also
new
bought
music and
Rocket
stuff in
League
it.
too.
Yeah. What?
They also bought Rocket League.
Oh, they did.
That's how they have it on their
Oh,
launcher.
right.
And that only.
Oh, yeah, that's another huge one.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm hearing my voice and I hear like slight little like.
I
think
hate
it's
when
'cause
you
of the
do
co-
that
Me?
on Discord at night. Like you'll be eating something and all I hear is
Well, I'm
you get
not
the juiciest things for some reason.
I don't know.
just like fish and chicken every single night.
Wait, fish and chicken.
I don't know.
No, it's
whenever
like when I used to. I haven't eaten
Shrimp or
these in a
like
long time.
taquitos or something
Yeah.
like.
Shrimp.
No,
or
but it's been a
chicken.
while. But when I used to eat,
That's why I don't go in Discord anymore. Is because I don't want to hear you eating. your
because of
food.
that reason.
Oh
No.
my.
I'm not even always eating, but it's when I used to. I mean, I haven't eaten them in a while, but ramen noodles. You hear
Mm.
like,
Oh, didn't you used to eat beef ramen noodles?
Ew.
I don't know.
Who
no,
eats
it's
the
chicken.
beef?
Chicken ramen noodles?
But I've had
well,
beef.
no. Like
chicken
like
flavor's
you
so
have
good.
ramen noodles, but you put like meat in it.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
what's wrong with that?
Oh.
And you used to send
The way
pictures
I
of
would-
them. It was
Okay,
really
so this is-
weird.
It's a little cringe, but the way I would write it off is I would put beef. Like, this sounds so gross. I have a picture. I would love to have it on screen. It's disgusting, but I don't have my phone with me.
Scare the viewers away.
Imagine ramen noodles and then ground beef like thrown in there.
Just plain ground
uncooked
beef.
ground beef. or
No,
like-
no, it's
Ew,
cooked.
okay.
It's cooked, but that's how I would like implement protein into it.
I mean, that's not horrible.
No.
It's
It
just,
just
salt.
looks
You still put
gross.
the sodium packets in there though?
It look what?
Did you still put the sodium packets in there?
Yeah.
Was it chicken or
Oh,
was it beef
okay.
flavored?
Chicken.
Oh, come on, you gotta get the beef flavored.
If,
I actually don't mind the
If
beef,
you
though.
skipped the sodium packets and then threw soy sauce or something, which has a lot of salt in itself, but that might be pretty good.
Have you guys ever seen the people eat those big things of ramen noodles, but it's like the spicy ones?
Mm.
I was
That looks
looking
so
at
good.
Oh, I
this
thought you
other-
bought some.
I didn't buy them yet, but
Why didn't you buy them?
I don't know because I don't know. But the one that Matt Stoney was eating,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
the,
looks
the hot
so-
hot ramen.
Yeah.
Oh.
I literally have it in my like saved in my cart on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You should buy it.
I
You
should.
should buy it for here and we could all have it for like lunch after our podcast.
No.
Yeah.
We're like, no.
I mean,
Whoa.
he did buy sandwiches, so
My
What?
ears were just
he did
ringing.
buy sandwiches.
He did.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I pitch in like every week someone new gets something for like breakfast
Someone
or lunch
nude?
or something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
heard that too.
Someone nude.
Someone new.
Ah.
No, but
So like
I-
every
I-
4
Back to
weeks.
Soma.
Yeah.
yeah. I will say that I don't like with hot stuff. I don't prefer
Oh.
it, but that kind of stuff, I'm
looks
tempted to
good.
really eat it,
It looks
Mm.
good. So
and that's all I'll say. No, I'm kidding, but I don't know. It's so hard.
It's hard not to talk spoilers.
There's
It's
not.
difficult.
There's not too much in the game that's not a spoiler.
It's terrifying. It makes you feel alone, and the character building's awesome.
Mhm.
The main and
I mean, the voice acting isn't like amazing.
I thought it was good. I
It was-
never,
no,
I
wasn't,
never
it wasn't
thought
like
it was bad at any point.
Yeah, I never thought it was bad, but it's not like amazing. If you know what I mean.
But the girl, what's the girl's name?
Catherine.
Catherine.
She was a good.
She's
voice
a great
actor.
voice actor.
What is it? Simon, the main character. His
Mhm.
voice acting wasn't as good, but
Not as
it was
good,
still
but it was still
good.
good.
It was still good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
There
I
was
like-
never any point where I was like, wow, that guy's a bad voice actor.
No.
Yeah.
I like the duo there,
Mhm.
Catherine and Simon. It like slowly builds.
Mm-hmm.
I say this like almost any time we play a single player game, but I love games that build relationships within the game, like Last of Us or like
Mm.
Catherine and Simon,
Mm-hmm.
like throughout the entire thing.
You would love the game Firewatch.
Firewatch,
Basically, I just realized it reminds me so similar of Soma.
really? Wait, is
Basically-
it horror?
No, well, kind of. You have to play it to see it. It's weird. It's an interesting game that has an ending that makes you think. But basically, it's this guy who's in the wilderness at this guard tower, and at the other end of a walkie-talkie, there's another lady named Delilah, and she's at another guard tower far away, and they just conversate as they go about like their day.
You talked about this before in a podcast.
I have, yeah.
I remember
Mm.
listening to that.
It reminds me so much of like that duo between Catherine and Simon. But it's not a horror game. There are some intense parts, but you just have to play it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those games like people were very conflicted about the ending because it makes you think about it.
Like they didn't like it?
Some people don't, some people do.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to spoil it because it's part of
Yeah.
the reason.
I
It's
still
only
have
like
it.
3 hours long.
It was really short. I think I might have beat it in like 2.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
I still have it in my library. Might have to play that.
Yeah, I've been meaning to play it for a while, and I like during it, I was loving it, and it was a really good game. I would recommend it.
I prefer games that like build that relationship. That's why I liked Infinite so much. I mean, there's other reasons, but that relationship between
Booker and Elizabeth.
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's like a mystery in the forest kind of thing. Really interesting.
I'll have to play it.
Yeah. When do you think we should get into spoilers here?
We can get into it now.
Let's just get
It's
into it
about-
now.
It's about halfway.
Yeah. I mean, the
Yeah.
game is really good. It really
Super good.
induces dread when there are monsters around you. Some people might actually like not want to play it because of that.
Yeah.
They might
Okay.
actually-
Spoilers.
Well,
Spoilers.
yeah, spoilers. It gives you anxiety. And
Yeah.
I don't get anxiety. I don't have that. But like even for me,
Mhm.
at some points I was like, this is making me really like uncomfortable.
It was the
Yeah.
perfect blend of audio, visual, or I was doing the opposite. Audio and visual and like atmosphere
Mhm.
going on at the
Mhm.
same
I
time.
agree.
What was that?
I was
And
trying to crack my
Oh,
elbow.
and it'll make you question so much of like what seems to be like a natural thing, or it's like one of those things that you just don't even have to think about.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you
Mhm.
like, it takes that and it's like, well, what if we put it in this scenario, then what? And it's like, oh man, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely recommend it.
It's
All right.
super good.
Spoiler section, let's go.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
So I guess the main premise of the game is consciousness
Mhm.
and what would happen if you created a copy of that consciousness.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what happens with Simon. He goes in for the scan and he wakes up 100 years later. His consciousness is a clone of his former self.
Mhm.
And he finds out that he actually died 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Wait, he was in a robot, right?
He was,
Yeah.
well, it was partially, he was in a body that was half robot, half, or like
Okay,
slightly
yeah.
robotic.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the weird thing. He was in a woman's body, but I think her head was like cut off or something.
Mm.
But it's like yeah, that whole thing with the consciousness. That's the thing with remember the robot when it was like screaming and I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
That was a previous operator or whatever, and his consciousness was put into that robot. So when I turned on that switch, I was like torturing him, and I'm like, what's happening? Like this robot's screaming at me.
Well,
And
he
he's
wasn't
Mhm.
in pain. It was programmed into that robot to feel pain.
like, yeah.
So he wasn't actually feeling pain. It was just a program.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I felt horrible for it, but it's a robot.
Yeah.
But it has a consciousness of a guy. It's him. It's literally him with
Mhm.
everything that makes him him,
Yeah.
but it's not flesh.
he
Like
was being sarcastic with you, and you're like, wait, what? Is this guy sentient?
yeah, it's weird. It's like what makes like a human? It doesn't really matter that it's flesh, or like would it matter if we're robotic?
Mhm.
As long as like everything that makes me is in a robot.
Well, I
and
mean,
they're-
if you think about it, it's like it could be like your soul, quote unquote.
yeah, this is just
inside
like
of it.
I mean, it kind of is true. Like our brain, like our bodies are just carriers of our brain.
Yeah.
So it's like if everything in the brain was put into like a chip and a robot, that's me.
Would that still be possible though?
What?
Like in real
If
life?
I was human. Oh,
But
I don't
would
know
that
if
still
it'd
be
Well, in real
possible.
life, I don't know.
think well, I don't know. There's like there's like millions of neuroreceptors and stuff. I don't think it's possible to duplicate that.
Well, you'd have to take
Yeah.
out your entire nervous system.
yeah, well,
But if someone was
yeah.
let's say someone is able to take out someone's brain and hook that up to a machine that could make the person be living in that machine. Like, is that possible?
I don't know.
It's literally just a brain and a bundle
Honestly,
of
at
wires.
this point, I feel like, I mean, maybe soon or something. I don't know. I mean,
That
I
would
wouldn't be
be
I
scary.
surprised.
hope not. Then
It'd be terrifying.
I know, but think about it like this way. Like, let's say like the brain wasn't even like, let's say there was a robot and it had no flesh, nothing, like no human traits or like arms or anything like that, whatever. But the consciousness of that person and everything that makes them was in that machine. Like, is it okay to like turn off that machine if you're like basically just killing that person, or is it even a person? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
there was that one scene where you needed to convince this copy of a guy that he wasn't in a simulation so you could get information
yeah.
from him. So you would turn on the simulation, and if something was amiss, he would realize it, and then you have to terminate it because he would just go into this mental anguish
Mhm.
because he realized that he wasn't a person anymore.
Yeah,
And so were you essentially just killing
I think
that,
someone
that
described it that
conscious?
way.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
were killing him repeatedly by turning it off. So you're basically taking him out of existence, replaying it over and over and over. And that's why Simon was like, what are we doing? Because
Yeah.
throughout the game, as you do more stuff, Simon like questions it even more. Like your goal is a good goal,
Mhm.
right? Because that's the other thing that we didn't explain is your main goal in the game is to get what's called the Ark into space. So humanity is destroyed
By a meteor.
By a meteor, yeah.
That's
And-
that place has the only living
Humans.
humans
yeah.
on it
And their goal,
because it was underwater.
Mm.
right? And their goal was to, or at least Catherine's goal, was to make copies of these people and place them in the Ark, which is like you can, I guess, think of it as like a hard drive, and it's like a virtual world.
Mhm.
So you take the people, put them in the Ark, which is essentially supposed to be like heaven, and then send them off to space because that's the only part of humanity that can live on, because there's no way humanity can live on in terms of like flesh.
Mhm.
Why'd I have to explain that?
That's the purpose of the
Because
game.
that's
Yeah,
the
I forget where I was going. Oh yeah, progressively through the game, Simon questions what you're doing, and it is a good goal in the end. But it's one of those things where even though he's like not in his normal body that he was originally in, and he's like partially robot, he still has emotions
Well, I
and
mean,
he has
once
convictions.
his main goal is to get onto the Ark, because that's where he'll
Yeah.
get his full body back.
Oh, the ending. Oh.
But there is that one scene towards the middle where, for some reason, you have to create another copy of Simon.
Yeah.
Is that because his arm got ripped off?
No, that was because you need to get into the suit that could withstand the pressure of going to the bottom of the ocean.
So he creates a copy of his consciousness, and the other Simon is there. Why was he just sitting there? I forget.
He was unconscious.
Unconscious.
Yeah.
And you have the option to kill your old copy of yourself. And that begs the question, were you playing as another version of Simon, or was his consciousness actually transferred?
Yeah.
Like the Simon that you start playing the game as in Pathos, do you kill him
Yeah.
and then you're playing as a copy?
Yeah.
Or was
Well,
it a transfer?
If you think about the ending, then most likely you did.
Yeah. But then again, Catherine talks about the coin toss, which basically she says there's a way to actually transfer your consciousness to the other place, instead of just a copy being made. That's what the debate is about, because that's a real theory in terms of like consciousness cloning or whatever it's called. Like, would your consciousness just be a direct copy, or would you actually be able to switch places with them? And when they say the coin toss, it's like a 50-50 chance that you'll be able to be that second consciousnness,
Yeah.
because you don't know.
But at the point of cloning, isn't it kind of the same thing as transferring? Because everything up until that cloning is what you remember. So you're
Yeah.
in that other body.
Well, think of it like you have a file on your desktop. You right click, press copy, and then you paste, and then it creates another copy, but it says 2 next to it. So essentially, wouldn't it be just another copy with every bit of information that you knew previously?
Yeah.
I don't know what the coin toss is all about.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There was actually there was a guy, I think his name is Mark, but during this whole like copying process, I think he was kind of like a fanatic, but he believed in the whole coin toss thing, and he believed that if you were to kill your flesh
We good, Ricky?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
If you were to kill your flesh version right after you get copied, then your original copy your consciousness would transfer into the new one. It wouldn't be a separate you, because that's essentially what's happening. It's a separate you, but you're the same person.
Yeah, and a lot of people killed themselves in game because of that, thinking that would happen.
And I think they talked about like a point of divergence where, once both copies are made, they're identical, but then they can react differently, and those small variables make them they're the same person, but it makes them different.
Yeah,
and that's like really weird. It's a weird concept.
It is weird. Oh, there was something I wanted to mention.
Was it
I think it had to do with the coin toss kind of thing. Oh, I forget. But the WoW.
Yeah.
Do you know what the WoW is all about? Like, did you watch anything on that?
No.
It was that
recall.
AI that was created, and its purpose was to keep humanity alive. And because of that, it took it to the absolute extreme and was like forcefully keeping them alive, even though they were probably going to die anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
okay.
they're living in agony, like for eternity, because this thing was keeping them alive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I saw someone describe it this way, like pathos in that facility with the WoW was a depiction of hell, because you're in constant agony. In like those humans that were being kept alive by the WoW, they can't die, and you want to die, but it's constant torment and anguish.
Wait, is the WoW like the buttholes you stick your hand into?
Yeah, it was.
That was weird. There are these things. They look like a butthole.
You can probably
stick
put it
your
up.
Fist into
I mean,
it.
I don't know if it's allowed. We'll get demonetized.
What the heck?
Yeah,
But-
Wait, I was thinking, in Amnesia Rebirth, there were those machines.
Is that why you looked up if it was the same universe or whatever?
Well, no, I just thought of it.
Oh, okay.
There were these machines towards the end of the game that these humans were just inside.
They like to deal with those topics.
Yeah, they were kept alive, weren't they?
They were,
Whatever?
and then remember the ending I got?
Yeah.
They
Like-
harvest from their energy from their souls, agony or something like that.
Yeah, but
don't
basically,
even
like the end. I mean, it kind of is a spoiler, but like the ending I got, I was like,
Yeah, forever.
I was just like in that one of those machines, and I was just screaming, and then the
Yeah.
credits rolled. I'm just like,
They do like
What?
to. I mean, I actually never thought about it, but the developers like to play with really messed up, like, and
Yeah.
like in the first Amnesia Descent, how I forget the doctor's name or whatever, but he would torture people for their the substance that would only be able to be like harvested if the person is
Oh,
in
was in pain.
was in torment or in pain, and it's like really disturbing. So they like to play with like weird topics and like really
Yeah.
I think
disturbing
the
stuff.
developers are messed up in their brains.
No, they just like to play with those concepts.
I think they like to ask the questions to see how people react.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think I heard Discord.
I
Yeah,
did
Ricky
too,
said
yeah.
something.
What was that on?
That's on Ricky's laptop.
Oh,
The volume's up.
I see.
I sent myself something from you.
Oh, okay.
Even the last human alive that was in, I think it was in Tao or whatever, one of the facilities at the
yeah,
bottom.
something like that.
She was it's really sad actually, because I think like one of her last words. Well, so you have the option to kill her. This is one of the main like little things that you can do throughout. I mean, it doesn't change the ending, but
You turn off her life support.
yeah, you can kill like robots that are essentially humans, or like leave them alive or whatever. But the merciful thing to do is to kill them, because they're in this terrible place. So
Well, the thing is, it's not like euthanasia.
no,
You're just turning off the life support that's keeping her alive.
yeah,
And in real life, like, I mean, this is a moral issue. I won't get into it too much,
no,
but
yeah,
people don't have qualms about turning off life support
Mhm.
if the person like is just in agony.
yeah.
But if it's euthanasia, then people, it's a huge
That's
debate about that.
purposefully.
Yeah,
killing
that
someone.
could be considered murder, but
Yeah,
we won't get into that.
Yeah, that's.
But
yeah, she was the last human on Earth. But one of the last things she said was like, it was really sad. She was like, as she was dying, she's like, I don't know. She was happy that she was dying, and she said like, I don't have to turn 30. Like, yay! But it's like, oh man, like that's really sad.
yeah,
It's terrible.
it's a hard hitting ending of that
It
game.
is, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Speaking of the ending,
Oh yeah.
so
I don't even know, man. That was.
Well, I mean, if you could think about it both ways.
no, it's still a horrible
It's-
ending.
Well, no.
I know what you mean.
For the Simon that was on Pathos.
Yeah, but think about
And
it from your perspective. If you were the Simon that was in Pathos,
Oh yeah,
that's a horrible ending.
that is. But
It's
for
terrible.
the end, for the clone that got transferred onto the Ark,
Oh, of course.
that's a great ending.
Of course, but then there's one at the bottom of the sea until he dies.
Yeah.
Ah.
So if you haven't played the game, basically what happens is you transfer their consciousness to the Ark as you shoot it up into
Well,
space.
okay, before you get into that, the whole game, Samantha,
No, Catherine.
Catherine. Oh yeah, Catherine is telling you that you can put your consciousness onto this Ark
But with the coin toss.
with the coin toss. Yeah. So basically, the entire game, your whole goal is to get onto the Ark.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells you throughout the game that it doesn't work in a way of like a transfer. There's always going to be two.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the whole game, you knew what was gonna happen, but you were expecting something different.
I totally
Yeah.
forgot,
Yeah.
which is weird. I don't know why I thought he would have been transferred. Like it
Yeah.
totally passed. I didn't. It's been told so many times. I mean, even the first transfer, you have to kill, or you don't have to, but you can kill the old Simon
Mm-hmm.
in order. I mean, it's out of mercy because you don't want him to stay there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's gonna wake up in like a couple of days, so you just kill him, or at least I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did too.
But you were saying,
Was there another moral choice? I forget.
I
well,
don't
no,
think so.
no.
Oh, you can destroy the WoW. I did that.
yeah, that kills all the. Oh wait, you have to do that.
Do you
right?
have to? I
I
thought
mean,
it was a
I-
choice.
I don't know. It seemed like I had to. It was very.
Oh,
linear.
maybe then. But yeah, basically, you shoot the Ark into space, and Catherine initiates the transfer, and it's intense because you see like the bar loading.
Mhm.
You see Catherine's hit 100%, and like Henry's is like really low.
Simon.
Or Henry. What am I saying Henry for? What was
Snake?
he in?
Henry?
No, there's a Henry in a game that I played recently. I forget.
Henry.
I
I don't know.
It might have been Firewatch actually. I'm not sure, but yeah, Simon's loading bar is really low, and like there's the countdown in the background.
Mhm.
It's all intense. It shoots up to 100% like 1 second in, and then he's all excited, but then he realizes that he's stuck,
Yeah.
and
Well,
Catherine tells him that he failed the coin toss, and so essentially they're both stuck at the bottom of the ocean until they die.
And
Yeah.
the other clones of them, which is the same person, they're
It's
on the arc.
after credits
Mhm.
thing where you
Yeah, we get to play in the arc.
basically
little bit.
see Catherine.
But even
and-
worse is Henry freaks out and destroys the thing in front of
Simon.
him.
You said Henry.
Why do I
and-
keep saying Henry? Simon freaks out and destroys the thing, and Catherine is
Yeah.
just gone. You can't see her
And now
anymore.
He
he's
stopped
alone.
her.
Ah,
And it's dark. Like he's at this trench at the lowest point in the ocean or something.
He's by himself
And he's
it's-
just like,
and he's dead.
freaking
Or he's
out.
pretty
Why'd you
much
look at
like
me?
gonna die.
it's like it's a happy ending in a way, and it's a tragic ending because Simon is on the ark and Catherine. They both got to the ark, but the other Simon and Catherine are at the bottom of the sea, and I mean he gets rid of. I mean
He pretty much
accident-
kills Catherine.
accidentally he kills Catherine, and then now he's alone. Yeah, at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
yeah, I just confirmed Henry is from Firewatch. That's
Oh,
why
okay.
I keep saying it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just
It's a horrible ending for the original.
for him. Yeah,
I almost said the original Henry.
yeah. But it's one of those weird things. Is like they're both the original in some ways. I
Mm.
mean, obviously one of
maybe
them's a clone, but it's exact. It's the same like
person.
DNA or
Yeah,
not
yeah,
DNA, but you know what I'm saying. Like this, it's exact experiences, exact memories. You know.
But that goes back to the question: what makes you you?
Yeah.
And the you of Henry, Simon, is at the bottom of the ocean.
Wait.
Yeah.
And that's who you played as, and that's who you identify mostly with
Yeah.
in the
did,
game.
did the elevator going down to the trench, did that get destroyed?
It did
No.
glitch. I don't know if it was destroyed though.
Okay.
No, he powered it back. You powered it back on.
So he can basically get back on that and get back
He
up
can
there.
go back, but there's monsters everywhere, and it's like
There's no way out.
if he went back, he'd probably get captured. And the WoW. Oh wait, no, the WoW's done.
Mm.
He's alone. He's literally alone. Like he's
Yeah.
He's like
the
the
last
only person robot
Yeah.
thing on Earth.
conscious or sentient thing in the
Yeah.
entire Earth.
Hmm.
That's
That's a
really
terrifying
depressing.
thought.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Silence.
I don't know. That's weird.
Wow.
It's weird to think about.
I know.
It's one of those things where like after you're done playing the game, you just like I said. I mean, I stared at my monitor. I went up in my bed and I was like, "What?" Like, I had to like lay there. I was like, I don't know what to think now.
There's some really creepy parts though, like that giant creature at the end.
That was terrifying.
yeah.
When it ate the robot or whatever, I literally hid on the side for like
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes. because I didn't want to move.
Going back to that one issue with the monsters, though, he kept taking me up and like dragging me around. So I was running to the exit, and he would grab me, and he'd drop me like 100 feet back, and then I'd keep running, and then he'd grab me again, and then it became less scary.
Yeah, well, he did that to me once, and I thought I died.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's meant to do that though.
Oh, one thing I hate is when a monster attacks you, you get really slow, and the screen's slanted, and it's kind of glitching. Yeah, that was a little annoying.
Yeah.
But at first, the monsters are all terrifying until they attack you a few times.
Yeah, they get a little annoying. I don't know, man. It's so weird.
Oh, there's a monster near the end at the place you find the final human. He like chases you through those corridors. Did you figure out the secret like gimmick for that guy? If you look at him, he doesn't move.
You mean near the last human?
I think it was like a Chinese guy that had died or something, and he turned into a monster. I forget.
Wait, you mean towards the part where you're close to the last human?
Yeah, the monster right before the last human.
Yeah, you mean like you open the big valve door and then he's like right behind it? Yeah, all I did is I ran around and I hid, and then I was wandering for a while.
I was just sprinting around.
Yeah, sometimes that actually worked for me a lot of times.
So wait, did the monsters try to attack the last human? Or were the monsters part of the WoW?
They're part of the WoW. But they would have taken her and plugged her into the WoW or whatever to keep her alive forever. Even if she was like in agony and, didn't want to be alive anymore. Which she didn't. I don't think they had much like consciousness. I think they were just like, they had one
mindless zombies to do whatever the WoW was doing. Wait, since they destroyed the WoW, there was no monsters left?
I think everything died, including the humans that were hooked up.
Okay.
So you kind of, in a way, like redeemed. Well, no, you didn't. There's no redeeming, but I mean, like you kind of saved them in a way by killing them all. Because actually,
but then you can go back to the surface though, and kind of.
Well, there is no surface. I don't think
it's destroyed. I think
it's
there was
all
ash.
destroyed.
Well, at the end, you see the cutscene, and it's all like fire or whatever. Like the Earth is destroyed, basically.
Oh, okay.
But now that I think about it, even though she was the last human, there were still humans alive, but they were mindless. I mean, they were just kept alive in agony forever.
Yeah, and when you destroyed the WoW, I think you killed all of them.
Yeah, which is,
So you actually destroyed it before that you get to her, or was it after?
No, it was after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was after.
Okay. She was the last like sentient human, I guess.
Basically, yeah. But the ending was just terrible.
Yeah.
It's awful because, like you were saying, you do identify with the Simon that you've been playing throughout the whole thing. Although it's not really that Simon. You're like a second.
It's been transferred twice, technically.
Yeah.
You start off as the original Simon, then he plays the copy, then he gets copied again, and then he gets copied a third time to the Ark, but you don't play as that one until after the credits.
It's weird, but they are still the same person or whatever. It's the same
conscience.
It's so weird.
It's really hard to comprehend.
Or it's weird. It's one of those weird questions where it makes you really think about it. I don't know.
There's a lot of theory about that coin toss thing that I saw people posting these huge like analysis.
Reddit or whatever?
Yeah, on Reddit. I don't even know how that would work. I feel like the coin toss wouldn't be a thing.
I think I saw a little bit about this, but I think how they think it works is like there's a small like a minute period of time where your original conscience could be into the new like body or whatever. And like it is a coin toss, but I think there's like a small chance that it could transfer over. But it doesn't really. That's the thing. It's weird because it doesn't really matter because if it's copied, it's the same thing. Is it really a coin toss? Because you are like up until that event.
Maybe it was like a sliver of hope that she was lying to him with.
No, she wasn't lying.
No,
like
she told him throughout.
I just thought of it. So I guess the coin toss is which one you are going to be, because they're both you, but you don't know which one you're going to come out as.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
But doesn't that like negate the entire coin toss thing? Because at that point, the exact you is now a copy. So they're both the exact same.
Yeah, but the exact you all of a sudden becomes another exact you.
Yeah, I guess at that point of realizing that you are the copy.
In terms of the consciousness, I'm pretty sure that the you splits off into two. So let's say Chug was copied. for some reason, he would still remember being in the station, and so that'd still be him. Catherine knew that there was going to be one left.
Yeah.
There was always going to be one left, and the one left lost the coin toss, and the one who was there won the coin toss,
Yeah.
basically, because it's 50-50.
And
Wait, so
Catherine was
he won the coin toss like previously?
What's that?
Like when he made the clone of himself.
but wouldn't the clone think that he won the coin toss? Because how do you know that it's not?
But he did, though.
I know, but how do you know that like your original like consciousness that's been playing throughout the entire game isn't on the arc? Because the other one would just think the same thing because you both have the same starting point of transfer or copy.
I don't know. It's really confusing.
Yeah. But even like Catherine at the end when she was like she felt okay about it. She knew it was gonna happen. She's like, we lost the coin toss.
She
and
knew
I'm
that
okay.
she would actually exist
Yeah.
after that.
And she was okay with that.
But if you think about it, just that thought of humanity's on this little space station going through space, that's terrifying.
Yeah. But it's like if you were the Simon left behind, I think he said like they're up there living large. Like you're not really a human, but you're in the ark, so you're living in paradise basically.
Yeah.
And you're down there at the bottom of the ocean with no one left. And you accidentally kill Catherine, so you're all alone forever.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
It really is.
It's literally terrifying. It's awful. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know how much more we could talk about spoilers.
No,
That's pretty much everything.
I think that's it. It's one of like I recommend even if you listen through the spoiler part, I recommend watching videos on it because there's so much to talk about that we didn't even talk about. Because
Yeah.
I don't know, Chug, I don't know how much you completed it, but I skipped some of the additional literature or whatever, the reading stuff.
I did too, but I didn't really speed run it.
No.
I
mean, I
didn't
maybe
speedrun
I
it
did
either.
Kind of did. I don't know how you.
I did
completed it
a
so
little.
fast.
I did a little bit. I did, yeah. I ran a lot. When it came to the monsters, I ran a lot.
Yeah,
it was
I
like
did too.
trial and error, but
Yeah, that was annoying sometimes.
yeah. It might be more than 6. It felt like 6, but I mean,
it
11.
took me almost
12,
8
1,
to
2,
beat
3,
it.
4.
Mm.
No, it had to be like 8. Now that I think about it, because it was like 5 hours yesterday into today, and then I had to have played it for like 3 when I was playing it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Or 4. It was more.
Yeah.
I think that's.
I had like a little mini voice crack, and you're like, "Yeah."
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where to look. I'm just supposed to be like,
I don't know. You guys have anything else to say?
No, not at the
I think
moment.
that's-
I gotta go
that's
back
it.
and watch a lore video.
Yeah,
and all
I'm gonna
that.
watch. There's one on YouTube that's like an hour and a half long. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, send that to me.
Yeah.
I'll watch the same one.
It looks super interesting. I don't know,
mm.
but yeah, I guess
It's definitely up there, like along with BioShock.
Oh
It's-
yeah,
it's a great game.
I was telling Matt because he called me randomly at like 3 a.m. when I was playing it.
Hmm.
I told him I was like, this has got to be like in my top 10, like maybe top 5. I don't know,
Yeah,
but games like of all time because it's so good. Story wise,
the ones that make you think are the best.
I love those.
Yeah.
That's the same like how we feel about movies.
Yeah,
Like
Mhm.
I'm not one for like a really action packed. Like I enjoy those because it's fun. Huh?
Christopher Nolan films. Yeah,
I mean, those
Super
are fun to watch, but I love movies. I mean, Ricky's like, you know how it is when I pick movies.
War movies. That's what Ricky likes.
It's more Keenan. I don't really care.
Ah, true. Okay, yeah.
Keenan's always like, let's
Keenan
watch
wants
some
to watch-
military movies.
Yeah, he wants to watch the military. Like I
Go
don't
get some
mind
Rambo,
them, but
you know?
I'd rather. Yeah. I'd
Who's
rather
that
watch
voice?
I'd rather watch a movie that has like something that I can walk away with, or like I'm thinking about.
We
Yeah.
have to finish Interstellar. I mean,
You never finished
we
it?
never
finished it?
I mean, I've watched
halfway
it
and then we
You
just
need to watch
turned
it.
off.
Wait, you've
Yeah.
never watched it before?
It's
It's
so good.
amazing. One of my favorite movies of all
Watch
time.
Interstellar.
So good. That's
Not-
another one that makes you
Not The
think
Martian.
in a different way.
Yeah,
Oh, what was that?
Different
So like, what was that movie that we watched that was like
Tenet.
Tenet?
That was-
was
Yeah.
It's confusing.
That's so confusing.
wanna
We talked about
rewatch
it like
that.
last podcast I was on. That it was just like so mind blowing. You were just like, what is happening right now? Like
Yeah.
they're going back in time, but they're going forward in time at the same time. Like
Yeah.
It's weird. And wasn't one of them
Purposefully going
Back?
backwards
yeah.
to go forwards. It's just,
So like in present time, they go through the teleporter to basically go back in time, but it's also the reality of time. But they're like walking backwards through your point of view,
Yeah.
but through their point of view, you're going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So it just keeps on like messing with your
Yeah.
head, and you're trying to like the first like 10 minutes were like, what's going on? And then you realize towards like later down the road that it's like
and there was that action scene where one team was going forward in time and one team was
Yeah.
going backwards in
Yeah.
time.
But
The
they were
cars are
both
driving
going
backwards.
They were both doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yet it's just different
It's
times.
like, what
of
is
the
happening
day.
right now?
They're
It's
like, okay,
crazy.
you guys are
I
gonna
love
go
stuff
in
that
4
confuses
hours
you.
later.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, I enjoy stuff like that. Who's the? Is that Christopher Nolan? No.
Yeah,
Oh, it
he
is.
directed that,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's like probably my favorite director.
Same.
He did Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Inception.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of good
So
movies.
all the movies that make you really think and want
Yeah.
to like how.
I like that though,
Like-
because he doesn't cop out for like just throwing a bunch
Like
of CGI
basic,
in a
yeah.
movie. He
Mhm.
like actually wants you to think about it or whatever.
Yeah.
Makes you have to watch it twice in order to think about
I mean,
it.
I don't know if I'd watch Tenet twice. Maybe.
Just to like get like
I
you're
watch it
like,
in the
okay, I
future.
understand. Like
Yeah.
like Inception. Like I watched
to
it the
give me some
second
time.
time and I was like, oh, this
I've
makes
watched
sense.
Inception a couple times,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but you
just
got to
makes
give it
sense.
some time. I can't watch a movie like right after because I'm like, okay, I literally just
Yeah.
saw this. Like,
Yeah.
Wait like 6 months to a year.
yeah. But
Point.
All right,
I think that's
47
pretty
we're all
hours.
much it.
set. Yeah.
Yeah.
alrighty. Well, thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see what the next one's gonna be. Maybe Red Dead. Maybe what's
Maybe
the other one?
Resident Evil.
Maybe Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I don't know. Resident Evil seems kind of more. What is it?
It's shorter. It's easier
Shorter
to do.
and it's closer. I might play it like side by side, Red Dead, because it's gonna take me a little bit to beat it.
You have two computers open, one with Red Dead, one with
I'm like, I
Resident Evil.
switch every like 5 minutes. I switch between them.
When Resident Evil gets too scary, you go over to Red Dead for a
Well,
little
no.
bit.
You'd have to every like 30 minutes in Resident Evil. You need to play like 4 hours in Red Dead.
Yeah, to make up for it. 'cause
Yeah.
it's like 4 times as long.
it's ridiculous.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you in the next podcast.